What's up, guys? Today we will be unboxing and do my first impressions of the Poco X8 Pro here. This is going to be a $300 kind of mid-range phone here, and pretty excited to check it out. Feels like there's a lot of stuff in this box. All right, so let's get it out. All right. See what we got here. Some ejection tool. We've also got a paperwork and some, looks like a clear case here. I always appreciate getting the case in the box. It's a soft touch case. A little bit of texture feel inside. We also got the phone right here. Let's see what else. We do get a charger in the box. We get the 100-watt charger in our Type-C to Type-C cable here. All right, let's see. We got some information on the packaging, giving us some specs here. All right, so very nice looking phone. Let's get this off. Boom. Very nice. We have a little red kind of accent right here. Very cool. So the phone itself is, one, very comfortable. It's IP68/IP69 dust and water resistant. It depends on the the region, but you'll either get like IP68 or IP69. We do have an aluminum frame on here as well. All right, so we are in the phone here, and the first thing you'll notice, of course, this display. It's around a 6.5-inch panel here, and we have a pretty nice resolution at 1268 by 2756 with 460 for the PPI, so we get a pretty nice big size display here. And as far as the screen to body ratio, it's pretty decent. We have an 89.8% screen to body ratio. The bezels are even all around, which is nice. And overall, I'm getting some really nice colors here, very vibrant. And yeah, so it's a 120 hertz panel. It's an AMOLED screen as well. And then we also do have the 3500 nits peak brightness. So this does get pretty bright outdoors in direct sunlight. But overall, just my first impressions of the panel here. It's a really nice screen. If you're just kind of watching content on this phone, you get a nice, really immersive experience here. So first impressions of the panel here, it's really nice. So I don't have any issues with it. All right, so let's talk about the specs here and the benchmark. So we do have the Android 16/HyperOS skin on here. We have the MediaTek Dimensity 8500 chipset. This is the 8500 Ultra. And then we have on this model 512 gigabytes and 12 gigs of RAM. So these are the scores that I got when I just ran it. So pretty decent scores, especially for the price of this phone. And we also will come in here to Wildlife Extreme. I just ran that. We get around 23.36 frames. So this should make actually a pretty good phone for gaming on a budget for sure. So it looks like our best settings for Call of Duty is going to be medium and ultra frame rates here, which is pretty good. So we just have to play, spend a little bit more time with the phone here. But I've always had really good experience with these Dimensity processors. Not overheating and stuff like that. So I don't know how most people feel about these chips, but these MediaTek chips have always been pretty solid for me. I'm not a gamer like that, but you can expect this phone to play like PUBG at 120 frames. I wouldn't be shocked, honestly. But here for Call of Duty, I mean, this is running flawlessly, really fast, really nice display as well too. So one thing I like about the Xiaomi phones is that they're not kind of like low resolution displays. Like one of my biggest issues with like the base model S26 is that, or like the base model S26, it still has a 1080p panel with it doesn't have a higher PPI, so you can really see like they don't look as clean or clear as these panels here. Something that I noticed I wish they would change. But yeah, I really like the screen on here, and the gaming performance feels solid. I don't see any lag or overheating or anything like that. So I think this is a perfectly fine device if you're trying to get some gaming in on a budget. Now, of course, this has HyperOS here, so I just installed like a few applications, but you will have applications that will be pre-installed that you will have to kind of uninstall. So some of these applications I would use, but some of these I wouldn't. But you can simply just uninstall these. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like having pre-installed applications on here, but if you go to information, just click on install. It's not a big deal. As far as HyperOS, I really like the animations. They feel really smooth, and everything is very like kind of flowy with HyperOS. And as far as like the AI features, we do have, of course, our Gemini, and we also have our circle to search. One thing I really like, this has the Google keyboard, which is something that I like. I'm a big fan. I put it on like all my phones here, but I really like having the Google keyboard. And if we go to settings, see if we should have some more AI features. Yeah, so these have, I don't think they have all of them, but we have a good amount of AI features here, some really essential ones, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, guys, so this has also UFS 4.1, so transfer speeds and all that should be very nice on here. Let's check out the speakers. We're at max volume. So the speakers actually sound pretty solid. The low notes on the bass could be a little bit better, but the overall sound, like I can hear the bass, I can feel the kicks. Overall clean sound, there's no distortion. Yeah, we're even getting some decent sound out of the top speaker as well. So I would say overall pretty solid speakers. Check out the fingerprint scanner, and it is an optical fingerprint scanner. Very smooth, and I think the animation is pretty solid as well, so I don't have any issues with that one. And we do have one here which a lot of people, they don't really talk about, but this does have an IR blaster. So Xiaomi, I think Infinix is the only like 2 phone brands that I have that actually put an IR blaster in their phone. You guys can see you can control all of these, devices which are IR blast. So think about it as basically a universal remote. I really like it to control my TVs and stuff. I don't have to worry about batteries and all that. So I really like the IR blast. I think it's a cool feature to have. So I do want to talk about the cameras, just to walk you guys through the cameras. We swipe up, you can see we have these settings here, and we have our standard stuff. Our pro mode is on here, so if you want to mess around with the ISO, and portrait, we have a documents, and that's pretty much gonna be it. Our main camera is gonna be 50 megapixel standard and an 8 megapixel ultra wide. This zooms to 10 times. It is gonna be all digital zoom, and yeah, overall the shots look pretty decent. I didn't really have an issue with them at all. The color was fine, actually. It was pretty accurate when it came to a lot of these colors. I thought the video was actually really impressive. But we get pretty good dynamic range here. You can see with these kind of shots, really nice detail with the trees. Actually, pretty good color accuracy here. And also, just the ultra wide main camera have some pretty good consistency. Overall, nice detailed shots. Just pretty good shots. So if you need a good point and click camera, this doesn't look bad at all in my opinion. I think the most impressive thing, and that I'm kind of curious to see, like how long can I go without charging this phone. I'm gonna charge it to 100%. This thing has a 6,500 milliamp hour battery. This thing has a massive battery. So I'm just pretty impressed with that. And also, it's not a heavy phone. It's about 201 grams, so it's not like super heavy. It definitely has a little bit of weight to it, but it's not like ridiculously heavy or anything like that. But 6,500 milliamps is pretty cool. So I want to see how this chip and software, optimization is how much screen on time we're gonna get. If you also want to charge up a device and do the reverse wire charging, you can charge up another device at 27 watts with this phone because, again, a massive battery. So that is pretty cool. So again, it doesn't have wireless charging, of course, but yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the phone so far. I was actually more so impressed with how good a lot of the camera shots came out. It's a really nice, comfortable, clean looking device, nice screen. Overall, pretty solid experience with my first impression. So what do you guys think? Be sure to let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.